January schedule. I've had some agents ask me, how do you go through and set up your January schedule? And January is easy. I mean, it's only 1 month. We're not dealing with all of 2018. We're just dealing with the month of January. Set up your January schedule. What you need to do is you need to look at what family events do you have coming up? Somebody got a birthday party you got to be at, kids going back to school, things like that. What business commitments do you have this month? Do you have continuing education? I know I got to do continuing education soon. I need to look at class schedules and put that on my calendar. What non-negotiable business commitments do you have? If you're doing networking events like at the Chamber of Commerce or whatever it may be, are those in your schedule, right? Number 3, your prospecting time. And guys, I think this is so important. Like, one of the big questions I've gotten here a lot here the last week has been, how much should you be prospecting, right? And the answer really is, there's no real answer for me to give you, but the answer is, if you are not on an appointment and you're not doing income producing activities, then really that's the only income producing activity you got. You can either talk to buyers or sellers. It's the only thing you can really do in the business is either work with a buyer or work with a seller, right? When we really get down to it, your job is, if you don't have appointments, your job is to go out and get appointments. So now I think that you guys should be doing a minimum of 2. If you're a full-time agent, you need to be doing 2 to 3 hours of prospecting time a day. You need to have it in your schedule, right? And if you don't have, if it's Monday morning, you prospect your 2 or 3 hours. Monday afternoon, you don't have appointments Monday afternoon. Your job is to go back to the office and look for appointments, right? Number 4, I like to set aside and I like to time block a little schedule for appointments. Appointments really I don't have. My schedule, what I like to do is I like to put appointment times in there and then work my ass off prospecting and making calls, trying to fill those appointment slots. And that's what you have to do. You're important, right? A lot of agents, one of the biggest things I see agents do, and they do it over and over and over again, is they say, when they get to the point in the conversation where they're about to set the appointment, they tell the seller, they say, so when works for you? What time works for you, Mr. Seller? And the seller goes, oh, well, I got to talk to my wife. How about I talk to my wife and call you back? And then most agents, they sit around there waiting on the phone call to call them back, and it never happens, right? It's going to change your business if you go ahead and stick your appointments in your week. I'm going to go on 2 appointments on Tuesday, 2 appointments on Wednesday, 2 appointments on Thursday, just for example. That's 6 appointment slots. And then you work your ass off during the week, making calls, being really diligent on the phone to fill up those 6 appointment slots. If that's what your goal is to go on 6 appointments a week. Go ahead and schedule the appointment slots, then make calls to fill those appointments, right? And then the number 5 thing that goes into your schedule is just everything else.